Regression, baby. What's cracking, everybody? James Koh here with you. This is your all regression team. Quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a flex, and a tight end as well, man. But let me make this clear. These are some good ass players, but I think from a statistical standpoint, they're going to see some downside risk. If we're talking about quarterbacks, I know Sam Darnold's probably like an honorary nominee, but I gotta go with Baker Mayfield. My dude threw 41 passing touchdowns last year. 41! He threw the ball 570 times last year. That was the 5th most in the NFL. The year prior, in 2023, with Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield had 28 passing touchdowns. The biggest factor is the fact that Liam Cohen is gone. Depending on where you look, Tampa Bay was a top 10 team in terms of pass rate over expected. And I know that they're saying the playbook is basically going to be the same, but it's never the same. New offensive coordinator, Josh Grizzard, he's never called plays before. As a matter of fact, Grizzard has never been an offensive coordinator before at any level. I think best case scenario, Baker Mayfield gets to 30 touchdowns this year. At running back, you got to talk about Saquon Barkley. It's the curse of 370. If you know, you know. If you don't know, just Google it. But all you got to do is think about Christian McCaffrey just last year. CMC had 417 total touches in 2023. And guess what? In 2024, that's a lot of wear and tear on the body. My dude fell off from a health standpoint. Again, CMC had 417 touches. Saquon Barkley had 482 total touches. 482. I think his efficiency goes down this year, and man, I would be shocked if he plays more than 12 games this year. If that's the guy you want to take with the #1 overall pick, go for it. It ain't gonna be me. By the way, if you enjoy videos like this, man, consider hitting that like and subscribe button to this channel. And right now, RotoWire is gonna give you 15% off any RotoWire subscription by using my code, KOH15. That's KOH 15. Check out RotoWire's draft kit, their mock draft simulator, and of course, all the rankings you need from some of the best analysts in the game. Derrick Henry, he's old. Next. No, listen, I know he's a metahuman, but not only is he 31 years old, my dude Derrick Henry had 386 total touches last year. So we just got done talking about the curse of 370. Guess what? Derrick Henry is fighting the curse of 370 at the age of 31. Oh, by the way, Derrick Henry himself has hit that 370 benchmark 2 other times in his career. And guess what? Both times he saw a big time dip in numbers. Given his age, given the wear and tear on the body, man, I don't feel bad about projecting him with about half the number of stats that he had last year. Look, I'm not saying he's gonna be like the RB52 or something, okay? But 1,100 yards and between 8 to 10 touchdowns, that sounds pretty realistic. At wide receiver, I'm looking at Jerry Jeudy, man, and I got some serious concerns. I know some of y'all out there feel like, oh, Jerry Jeudy finally broke out. For me, it felt very much like a one-off season. Last year, Jerry Jeudy saw 145 targets. That was the 8th most among all wide receivers last year. He's seen more than 100 targets just one other time in his career. You know why? Because he's not that guy. To me, he's an average separator. Plus, the quarterback situation is extremely fluid as well. Joe Flacco is 40 years old. Kenny Pickett is an unproven quarterback, and who knows what's going on with their rookies in Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. Going back to the volume, I promise, I swear to God, guys, the Browns are going to throw the ball a lot less this year. They led the league in dropbacks last year. They were top 5 in 2023. So I know what you're saying. You're saying in 2025, they're going to be a top 5 unit in dropbacks again. But in 2022, the last time they had a truly healthy Nick Chubb, Kevin Stefanski and the Browns were bottom 12 in total dropbacks. I am telling you, Stefanski wants to run this ball. They just drafted Quinshon Judkins, who is an absolute stud. I also got my eye on Jameson Williams. JMO had a 1,000-yard season on just 91 targets. He averaged 17.3 yards per reception. He was a big play magnet, but that was the second highest mark in the NFL. But guess what? Ben Johnson is gone. And by the way, the 91 targets, that was with Ben Johnson making a concerted effort to get J-Mo the ball early. Go back and watch those games. J-Mo was getting the ball at the expense of Amon-Ra St. Brown and especially Sam Laporta. With the new OC there, I'm just not sure this team is going to be able to scheme up J-Mo as well as they did in 2024. At tight end, y'all are going to hate this take, but there is not a player I am more down on in 2025 than Brock Bowers. 153 targets for a tight end is outrageous. 1,200 receiving yards for a tight end is outrageous. And y'all think he's going to build on that? Regression, 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 baby. I want y'all to think about everything that's going on with the Raiders right now. They bring in Pete Carroll, so you know they're going to come in with a more run-heavy approach, which is exactly why they drafted Ashton Ginty. But they also drafted Jack Bech. So these are two really good young players that are going to ransack the total touches, the hyperinflated total touches of Bowers from last year. And oh, by the way, did y'all hear? They're thinking about using Michael Mayers more. Even if you believe that Bowers is the second coming of Travis Kelce. Kelce had Mahomes. Bowers has a 35-year-old Geno Smith. My projections have him closer to 80 receptions, 845 yards, and anywhere between 6 to 8 touchdowns. Guys, that's still a really good season for a tight end, but it's more like top 3 and not the dominant tight end 1 that you're looking for. The problem with that is that right now he's going as a top 15 pick. Ladies and gentlemen, please do not pay a premium to go get Brock Bowers. And finally, we're talking about the flex. How about James Cook? I love James Cook. I was extolling the virtues of James Cook all last year. But my dude had 18 touchdowns last year. In his 2 previous seasons combined, he had 9. Hey, listen, don't tell me that it was about more touches in 2024. In 2023, he actually ran the ball more. 237 carries in 2023, 207 carries in 2024. Cook averaged a touchdown every 12.9 carries last year. Across all NFL running backs, the league average is a touchdown every 30.9 rushing attempts. If James Cook ends up having a league average scoring rate, we're looking at 6 to 7 touchdowns in 2025.